Hello, hello, hello. Beautiful, beautiful souls. I'd like to share more today about the art of giving and receiving. Because I realized something surfaced for me, and I was like, that's a hot topic, and I felt like sharing in the moment about it. What has been very present for me in the past couple of weeks is that I became very, very good in asking for support and asking for help. If I look back at past versions of myself, not even that long ago, she was not able to call in support even when she was needing it. She was not able to speak it out loud, what she was needing. And I'm talking about needs. Back in 2019, it was so difficult for me to ask for support when I was going through one of the most challenging years of my entire life up till now. That was the year that everything was collapsing and it was hard, it was difficult. And at the end of the year, and even at the beginning of the year already, I needed support. I couldn't do it by myself, and I received so much support, so much help from all different angles were coming into my field. It was the most amazing experience if I look back at it now. But back then, I still couldn't see it because I was anchored in that old version of myself. So it was difficult for me to voice what I was needing because most of the times I didn't know what I was needing. Can you relate? Like when the overwhelm is there and life is chaotic, or we don't know which direction we need to walk or take steps in. We often don't know what we need. And still I was calling in the support into my fields. People that were just listening to me, that were holding me, even though back then I was not allowed to hold me because I couldn't receive any touch, any physical touch on my body in the journey that I was going through. But as more people that I trusted were present in my life, I could allow them. So it was also the presence of the people holding me in my highest timeline. Those people were already seeing in me what I was not seeing in those moments within myself and in myself. So back then, like I said, it came in so many different ways into my life. People holding me, but also at the end of that year, people supporting me financially. A friend of me supporting me financially because I was not able to pay the rent. For the first time in my life, I was not able to pay the rent. And we're talking about 2019 now. But that was such a significant year for me in so many different things. And what has been surfacing in the past couple of weeks is how I grew from that version that couldn't ask for help to now knowing exactly what I need, knowing exactly who I need to call in, and then the universe is also working in its magical ways. And there it is. And I just want to go back once more to 2019, because back then, that version that I was, there was one instance where I had to call in support financially at the end of that year. I was so afraid to ask someone. I knew who I wanted to ask, but I was so afraid to do that I made myself sick, literally for about 2 weeks. Like I was walking with the idea, I need to phone that person, I need to chat to him, I need to ask for what's possible. And I was getting myself sick. I was getting myself ill. Up until the day that I literally started to throw up. That's how much the energy was building up within my body of fear, of limiting belief, of contraction within my body. And I asked. And in a way, it didn't go how I wanted. It did go how I expected. And it did go exactly in the way it needed to go. So I'm grateful for how everything was unfolding. And it were lessons, hard ones sometimes. And I had to face them, all of them, head on. Feeling the feels. And when my body was saying to me, it's enough, literally becoming sick, I did what I needed to do in the first place. Using my voice, expressing my needs. I'm not even talking about desires, because back in 2019, I was in complete survival mode still. I was healing. I was in a deep, deep healing journey for almost a full year. That's how it feels. Of course, with ups and downs. But it were needs, places to live, financial support, sometimes food. It was something else. And if I now look back where I am right now, I'm able to ask for support. So there's a lot that has been changing in the past, 3-4 years. And then still, when all these beautiful different souls are coming into my fields, when I put out a request, either for healing or leadership or business mentors, it doesn't matter, anything or everything, the universe is answering like this. Still at times, my body is contracting. You know why? Because there's still a little bit of overwhelm of, okay, I'm asking and I'm receiving, and then what? It's all here. It's all here. It's all here right now. But if we do not ask, it cannot manifest in our physical reality. So asking for support, so important. Asking for what you're needing in life to thrive or to heal, to get yourself out of survival mode if you're still in that journey, or to get yourself into these fully abundant, liberated, free timelines. We need to ask out loud. We need to use our voices. And then when it's coming in, I've got now a few things in front of me. Channels that I send out. Okay, I'm feeling this. I would like to call in this. I would like to receive support in this. And the universe answered really quickly. Bum, 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 bum. And it's here. All these people are showing up. It's like one synchronicity after another synchronicity, and then something else. So first of all, I really need to discern what is in the highest alignment for me right now to take action on. What's my first priority? What feels good to my body? Where do I feel a full body yes? What's the journey that's the most loving journey, which is not necessarily the fastest journey, but the most loving journey for myself. Ascending, learning, unbecoming, and flow with ease, with grace, with play. So it's discerning of all these beautiful people and souls that's appearing to support and to guide. And it's also allowing my body and my quantum field, my energetics, to allow this in my fields. So in other words, it's the embodiment of holding this, of holding this support, of holding the love that is available, of holding the lights, of holding all the goodness. So instead of the narrative that I have been anchored into for such a long time, which is, it's all so heavy, it's all so much to hold because I feel so much, and life is intense, and the full moon energies and the new moon energies and the portal days, and so much is happening and time is speeding up, and I feel so much. I literally feel so much. It was one of the old stories that I kept myself telling for such a long time. It's so heavy to hold. It's so much to hold. It's a lot to hold. You know what? Fuck that. Because if we can hold so much, and I know that, if I can hold that much, I also can receive that much. So I started to change the narrative of it's a lot to hold to oh my gosh, this is so amazing to receive, and it's a lot to receive, but is it really? Because there's almost always there. There's always more there. There's always more to receive when we are open to receive. And this is where there was still at times now, is contraction in my body, because for each new level, there is a new devil. So each time we quantum leap, guess what? You tell me. Each time we quantum leap, new limiting beliefs, new fears, sometimes old fears, old limiting beliefs in deeper depths, bam, there they are again. Next level. So let's make this fun, let's make this playful. Because the journey will continue, and we can make it as enjoyable or as difficult and heavy as we want to. That's completely up to us. That's completely up to me. Like, I was celebrating myself the last couple of weeks, and now I start sharing about it in the way that I've been asking for support. I was celebrating myself, seeing my past version, seeing where I am right now. And then still, when I see a lot coming in right now in my field, all these beautiful options, and then there's still some contraction. So how I notice this for myself is that I receive beautiful reviews or receive beautiful invitations from coaches and healers and mentors, and my first response can be, I'm just not looking at it. I just leave it there, completely in denial. I know it's there, but I don't know. And then the second one is like, okay, I'm gonna look at it now. I'm gonna listen to the voice notes. I'm gonna read the email. I'm gonna feel in what it is and what it is doing for and with my body. And then I take it all in. And then it's taking a little while still for me to take the next step. And to then take soul-aligned action. So also, I'm learning constantly to give myself that spaciousness. That's just how my human is shifting, and it's taking a bit longer to take it all in. And whereas prior I would be like immediately responding, I'm leaning back a little bit more, much more actually, and truly feeling what's in my highest alignment and truly discerning. So I became very good in asking for support and help. The next thing is to actually receive it. So whereas before the contraction was already present in my body and in my fields, in the asking. Now it's appearing in the receiving. It's appearing in the way like, okay, it's here. Do I believe? Do I feel I'm deserving? Do I feel I'm enough? I'm worthy of all that is here? Or are there old stories popping up like, oh, it's not the right time now. I don't have the money. It's too much. That's one of the old stories that I keep telling myself over and over and over again, like it's too much money. And then I end up doing all these things anyway, but I put myself through a journey, which is like, and what I've noticing that since, I think the shift was mid-January sometimes, that something shifted again significantly, something shifted and my mind is so much more silence. There's so much more trust in a knowing. Just, it's about the frequency resonance. So I'm telling myself so often during the day, you don't even want to know, like Nishanti, take a chill pill. Just take a deep breath in and relax. And luckily I've got a few people in my life that can put me in my place and I allow them to do that. I do not allow many people to do that. There's not even a handful of people that that can either speak to me in that way or really give me that guidance, that I also accept the guidance, so that I'm also receive the guidance. And I need that from those souls. I love them so much, but from those souls to tell me like, just relax, it's gonna be fine. You're repeating the old stories. Move into that chill pill, right? So it's a journey. I think that's it. It's a journey, and the giving and receiving, they are going hand in hand. So when we have recalibrated our fields to be able to ask for support, then the next step will come into receiving it. So the giving and receiving, it's like really continuous. And if there's one myth in this whole world, is that the belief that we cannot receive if we are not in the highest alignment or always happy and always beaming in the frequency of love or above and all these things. I call it bullshit, because we can still open ourselves up and open our fields even when we go through the wormholes, even when things are more challenging, we can still receive. It's absolutely possible. It is. But it's a journey, and it's something that we need to experience ourselves. We need to, it's kind of tipping in our toes and outs. It's like, is it safe? Is it not safe? It has a lot, for me personally, it has a lot to do with safety as well. Do I feel safe with that specific person? To, first of all, ask for support, but secondly, also receive. Does it feel safe to my body? If it's not feeling safe, it's a no-go. If my intuition is telling me like no, it's a no-go. It's that easy, it's that simple in terms of giving and receiving. Because there's this other thing that I noticed in my own journey, because there was so much not enoughness in my field, and I've been really alchemizing that, and again, that's a continuous journey. But because of the not enoughness and the high achiever that I am too, I have this tendency of giving too much, because I believed, I'm talking in the past right now, that it was never enough. So I was always like, oh, doing something more, giving something more. So it was really not in balance, right? Not being able to, first of all, a couple of years back, even ask for support, so let alone receive it. I received all the support, but it was still like not receiving it with an open heart. And it was there, the universe, my soul tribe, my chosen family proved me over and over and over again in the past couple of years that there's always help, there's always support, and it's always going to be fine. It's always working out best case scenario. And it's like, I call it proving, but it's not really proving, but it feels like the universe has showed me, that's a better word, the universe had showed me over and over and over again that I'm cared for, I'm being taken care of. The universe, my team of guides, they want me to thrive. Even though I know all this, sometimes when the mind is taking over, I'm spiraling back to, what if not? What if this is not gonna happen? In the not enoughness, in the lack, in the scarcity timelines. And guess what? When we are just thinking about it, well, then the feeling is there, of course, as well. So then that's exactly what we want. Well, not what we want to, but what we will manifest. So that also happens in my realities. I was keeping myself in loops over and over and over again. Sometimes seeing it, sometimes knowing it, and sometimes at times simply not knowing how to get myself out of that loop completely. And the thing is this, what I learned is that even when it appears like that, we always getting ourselves out of that loop when we take that self-accountability, when we take that self-responsibility, when we go deep, no matter how or what, no matter the discomfort. And that's how I've been opening in a way, the receiving channels to at least asking. And receiving so much, so incredibly much. That's insane. And I was still telling myself the story. I cannot ask for support, I cannot receive. It was last year, December, so that's just a couple of months ago, that I heard myself telling this to myself and to other people so many times, like, I'm not able to receive. I cannot ask for support. I'm not able to receive. I cannot receive this. I'm not able to receive. Up until I got the awareness of what I was receiving already. Which is so much. Really. From places to stay, the most beautiful places to stay and to travel to delicious foods and dinners, to the most amazing healing sessions and leadership and working with the most amazing souls, to support from people helping me, guiding me as I was still unraveling more things. And all depths and all layers, there was support everywhere. But because I kept telling myself the old stories and narratives, like I cannot receive, I was not even capable of seeing what I was receiving already. So it's also with the awareness of the present now, being in the now and really becoming the observant and really like witnessing like the beauty. Not focusing on what's not there, focusing on what is there. And how can we amplify that? How can I amplify what already is here? Which is bringing me back to the energetics. Because the other thing that I really learned in the past couple of years, in the work that I'm doing, but also just the life experiences and everything that I have been going through myself, is that it's about the energetics, the energetic resonance of that what we want to call in, of that what we want to manifest, of who we want to become or unbecome. We need to become a frequency match with that. And here's the other thing. That frequency is already within us. We do not need to do anything. We do not need to download anything. We do not need to learn anything. We do not need to go to school or to get a certificate. No. All we require to do is to let go of everything within our field, within our body, that's not believing that we are already that frequency match. Because if we bring it back to the present now, everything is already here. It's all here. So all the dreams, all the beliefs, all the desires, and you stay here. And it starts with feeling that and being that, and before you know it, that's your new life. But it requires change. It requires to take soul-aligned action. The other 20%, 80% energetics, doing the energetic work, the quantum work. Working with your nervous system. And then it's taking the action, breaking the patterns. Sometimes I still see myself going back, like these old stories that I just shared. One of the stories that I was not able to receive. Sometimes when that story is surfacing, it hasn't been there for a long time now, luckily. But it's then becoming aware and the witness of our own play. Ah, man, there she is again. I love you, I see you, but I'm no longer a frequency match with you. So I'm letting you go with ease, with grace, with so much love. I'm letting you go. And she will still exist in the quantum, and she will still play her timelines and do anything and everything that she's meant to do. But I, the version that's sitting here right now in front of this live on Instagram, I am no longer a frequency match with that specific version. So when I'm no longer a frequency match with that past version, with these old stories, with these old limiting beliefs and fears, guess what? I cannot go back to that. I'm here. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist anymore in the quantum. It does. But there is no resonance. There is no alignment. So this is the question I would love to ask you. What are the stories that you are still telling yourself that are actually belonging to past versions of yourself, that are no longer on resonance when you're really really looking at yourself, that are no longer on resonance with the version that you are right now? What are some of these old stories? Returning patterns, limiting beliefs, fears. What keeps coming up in your fields? Because I had to go to the nitty-gritty of those stories to truly alchemize them and to let them go. And when they appear back, see them much quicker, much faster. So then it's play. It's like, oh, okay. Like I said, becoming the witness of the play. And then I take my paintbrush back and starting to paint my own canvas. As the artist, as the quantum creator, as the goddess, as the priestess. So a lot has been shared in this spontaneous transmission. It wasn't planned, but I kind of wanted to celebrate myself in acknowledging that I am so capable of asking for support and honoring my past versions that weren't capable in doing that, celebrating that, and yeah. Also the awareness that there sometimes is some contraction in the receiving, and that's okay. That's part of the journey. And to me, ascending is really about opening our hearts to the freedom, the liberation, all the beauty, all the love, all the art, everything that's available on this beautiful earth, to experience it to the fullest, really enjoying life. Like, life is so beautiful. Life is truly so beautiful when we are present in the moment. I'm sending you all so much love. If you do have any questions, then drop them in the comments. I would love to read some of the answers to the question that I ask in the comments as well. And when you feel that's a little bit uncomfortable or too much out there to share in public, then please do send me a DM. I would absolutely love to hear from you and to connect with you. So